Woo! What's going on, you guys? Your boy Ben Mahari here, representing Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. Much love to all of my subscribers out there, man. I gotta get down to it, man. I know I was supposed to do this video earlier in the afternoon, but I got a little bit tired from work and I had to make sure to get a nap in. And now I feel much better now. And now I'm just gonna get down to it, man. Boy. The Phoenix Suns, there are no adjectives or adverbs to describe how embarrassing this was. This wasn't a regular ass whooping that the Phoenix Suns endured, aka Devin Booker. This was just a old school stomp down. And the way that I would describe it for me culturally, this was an old school, let me take off the belt, Eritrean ass whooping is what I witnessed, the other night by the Phoenix Suns. And this was a team that was supposed to come out of the Western Conference and pretty much compete for the NBA championship. And what these guys did was just unbelievably embarrassing. So let me get down to the nitty and gritty here because this was this man. The Phoenix Suns, attitude wise, they felt like that they got this series in the bag. They felt that they were going to come into their home floor with the home court advantage in front of them and pretty much handled the Dallas Mavericks. Not understanding the fact that this Dallas Mavericks team has shown surprisingly a lot of grit, a lot of determination, and more importantly, these guys, the Mavericks, showed a lot of heart. And you got to give credit where credit is due. Luka Doncic did what superstars are supposed to do, but Spencer Dinwiddie had a phenomenal Game 7. Jalen Brunson stepped up in the second half. It felt like that both Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie were taking turns helping out Luka Doncic, and it was pretty much the difference, man. And the way that the Mavericks came out in that Game 7 up by as many as 20 just early on in the game, they went up as many as 46. I mean, it was just an unbelievable, beatdown that I was witnessing. I was watching this on the television screen when I was at my mother's place, and I'm gonna tell you something. We were just in stunned disbelief how poorly the Phoenix Suns played. And I'm gonna tell you something. This falls not just on the players themselves, not just on Monty Williams himself, not just on Devin Booker. This falls right in the hands of their leading point guard, which is Chris Paul. And each year that comes by, his chances of winning a championship continue to dwindle away. This man's not getting any older. I'm sorry, any younger. Let me rephrase that. This man is not getting any younger. This man is about to turn. This man has already turned 37 years old. He's going to turn 38 next season, right? And right now, he has basically been in the NBA since 2005. And here's the shocking thing that is really, really stunning about this. When the Phoenix Suns went up 2-0 against Dallas, in the last 5 games, check this out. And I had to research about this. Chris Paul averaged 9.5 points per game, almost close to 6 assists per game, and turned the ball over 3.5 times. Now, was this a combination of passivity and possibly the defense he was playing? Maybe it was a combination of both. But I find it very hard to believe that one of the greatest floor generals in the NBA could pretty much have a horrible stroke, horrible time in the last 5 games. But unfortunately, that's what we saw after they went up 2-0. It felt like Chris Paul was being too passive on the offensive end and was not aggressive enough. But here's the worst part that people don't seem to understand about this. This is basically the fifth time in his career that he's blown 2-0 leads in a best-of-7 series. All right? Dating back to 2008 when he was playing for the New Orleans Hornets, right? They were up 2-0 against Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs in 2008. 2-0 against Zebo and Marcus Gasol and those tough-minded, Memphis Grizzlies back then, right? 2-0 against the young Dame Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers. Last year's finals, they were up 2-0 before they lost 4 straight, and now season against Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks. Unbelievable, isn't it? But the worst part about it is he's also lost his last 4 Game 7s in his entire career. And just not just that alone as well. This is not even concluding the 3-1 lead that they had when he was playing with the Clippers against the Rockets in 2015. Not to mention the fact that we're not even including the 3-2 lead against the Golden State Warriors when he was playing for the Rockets. Now, with that situation, Chris Paul was hurt and missed both of those games. So it was not his fault that they lost. But the big thing that is really stunning about this is that Chris Paul, every time we see him in the postseason, there's always something that seems to go wrong with him. Either it's a bad injury or pretty much he just continues to put too much intensity and trying to handle certain situations in the playoffs that is letting get to the best of them. I don't know what it is, but Chris Paul right now, if you don't believe his legacy wasn't in doubt, before the series, you may as well put it in doubt now. And I was listening around, the talk shows, the famous ones of Undisputed First Take. I don't watch them regularly ever, but I had to watch some clips just to get a feel of how bad it was. Boy, they did not spare this Phoenix Suns team. They pretty much did not even give him any sympathy at all. And they shouldn't have any sympathy. This was a team that was supposed to come out of the Western Conference now. And not only that you lost the Game 7 on your home floor, it wasn't even competitive. They were down by as many as 46 points and lost the game by nearly 30 plus. It was an embarrassment. If I were a Phoenix Suns fan, I would demand some refunds out of this, or not even purchase any more season tickets until they get to the postseason and pretty much make amends for themselves. Because the way that they played that night is just a complete embarrassment. And the worst part is, the Phoenix Suns team are going to have to deal with some now real legit monsters and some up and coming monsters coming out of that West. All right. Not just the Warriors themselves. You got Denver that's going to get their crew back, especially when Jamal Murray gets healthy again. You got to deal with the Memphis Grizzlies and what they got with Ja Morant. All right. You got to deal with the Timberwolves now. You understand what I'm saying? The Western Conference right now, the way it looks right now, it's getting tougher and tougher. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not even including the Lakers right now because I don't know what the Lakers are going to do because the Lakers are just in a complete mess. But you still got the Clippers, you still got the Warriors, you still got the Grizzlies, you still got the Timberwolves you got to deal with right now. I mean, the Western Conference is not getting any easier. There are a lot of monsters out. There are a lot of young monsters out there that are ready to take that crown. And don't forget the Mavericks too as well. How can we forget about them? So the Phoenix Suns right now, their window of opportunity continues to close the door with each passing year. And with every time they have failed, their opportunity of a championship continues to dwindle away, especially for Chris Paul too himself. He has no championships. And I'm going to tell you this right now. He's not going to retire. He's not going to retire at all. But if they don't get it done next season, Chris Paul might as well have to retire because he's going to come back 38, the next year 39. And and his chances are going to continue to dwindle away. And it's sad to see because this was a guy that is one of the great floor generals in NBA history, one of the greatest point guards of his generation. But we've seen what he's done in the postseason, just complete meltdown after meltdown. And that's going to be considered when you look back at his entire career. But I just want to get my rocks off of that. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. With that, I'm out. Peace.